And I'm on these dating apps, and a lot of cute people want this.
People want this. Hey everybody! Welcome to Late Night MIKEroaggress'd. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's so good. So okay, so first of all, oh my god, we have so much shit to talk about. I'm like, okay, sorry.
He's already in 5 different places.
First of all, hi to all of our amazing friends watching here. By the way, so we're like started doing a thing where we like stream on Twitter, but I can't really see it from my computer. So if you want to like come join the party, go to the YouTubes. Hey, oh my god, Ariel is here. We love you, Ariel. Hope you had a good show. Renegade, Cody, Jeremy, Leah, Hope, Thin White Axe. Hey, all you guys. Oh my god, Chalkboard Heresy. This is awesome. Chris, thank you guys so much for being here. John, Marcus. So for those of you who don't know, is it 30 seconds yet? Okay, yes, it's 30 seconds. I've learned YouTube. You gotta wait like 30 seconds before you like, yes. So fuck. Because I was like, I was wondering if I'm like allowed to say your name.
I think so, yeah.
This is the offensive Tranny, Marcus.
Hi.
And you guys know my beloved Matt.
Hi.
So this is like your first time here.
Yeah, in the States, yeah.
So how's your trip been?
Amazing. I don't want to go home. Yeah, going home Sunday. I don't even talk about it. I love it here.
We've because we've kind of like known each other through doing all this stuff for so long.
Yeah.
But we haven't actually met until now.
Exactly.
So far, do you think people are crazier here or back in Europe?
We see the progressive flag, the progressive LGBT flag everywhere, I feel like.
Here?
Yeah, and we don't in Denmark. We don't see it at all,
Lucky.
Actually. Yeah. Oh, it's so horrible, I can't. But, so yeah. But, I mean, people are nice. We haven't met anyone who's not nice, basically. Which is maybe lucky.
They're really nice. They don't know your politics. They're super nice to you. Oh, hi.
No, people are more chill than I thought. I thought there would be protests everywhere or something. We only saw one.
What were they protesting?
I think higher pay or something. Yeah. They said have fun.
Women?
No, a mix. Only one day them. I was so surprised.
By the way, I should say, sorry, parentheses, send us all your super chats, send us your stuff. Shameless plug, we are moving to Florida. So if you guys, and I'm also doing a documentary series, How to Escape a Blue State. I feel like I can finally commit to that it'll be coming out before Christmas.
Okay.
I'm like very slow at editing. But if you guys want to check out my little fundraiser and contribute to my Moving to Florida documentary fund, go below to here. I mean, don't only click on the screen, but click below.
I just got back from a red state, and let me tell you,
that's right.
It was. We did see one of those like new age gay flags with the triangle thing,
one of those
cutting in with the trans and the black and the brown and all of that. But we saw only one.
Oh,
and I was a little bit surprised, but I was like, we were in an urban area, so I was like, okay. But we were in warm climate, palm trees. Everyone was nice. Everybody called me sir and Mr. Antar and yes, sir. And they called my mom, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, ma'am. I was like, you respect my mother. You respect me. It was glorious. I came back. I was like, Michael, we need to get out of here. I was like, oh my god.
Here you walk down the street, they just call you like Stogats.
Right. Or they just like throw up on you or something. Like,
I have to just say, love you, Leah.
Leah!
Can't say it, but love you guys. New York, Jeremy's completely right. New York is a red state, just not Buffalo or New York. Yeah, right. It's really the city.
Or Rochester-ish.
It's really just the city, though, that kind of ruins it for everybody.
Right.
Oh my god, though, what I had to say, let me find it. Where'd it go? Hey, Thin White Axe. Oh my god, I totally lost it. Okay, never mind. There was Giovanni Rastrelli is here, though. thank you already for the super chat. The guy who created the cringy LGBT progress flag copyrighted it and is now.
Yes,
Shut
that makes me
up.
so happy. Wait, but would that fall under capitalism?
That's what I was
getting
gonna say.
residuals for that. He couldn't possibly be for that. Share the love, right?
I just realized I had my green screen on and it was green screening my wristband. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm not the best at this technical. They might ask 3 of my faves in one stream. Aw, love you. Hey Esteban, watching from Chicago. Thank you so much, Mark. There's somebody who said, if I can find it. Here we go.
What's the subject?
Here we go. JD, first live. Hello all. Welcome to the Crazy Train. Thank you so much for being here. So we need to talk about like everything with you. How the hell did you get involved in all this?
It was actually because of Walkaway. I was really inspired by Walkaway. The community, the anti-woke community really inspired me to speak out. Also because I have a loud mouth. I want to. I can't keep my mouth shut when it comes to stuff like this.
Same.
Yeah.
I wish I could most of the time, though. I'm like,
No, it's good.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this a while now, too.
Yeah, about 3 years.
How do people react to it there?
Oh, back home?
Mm.
Well, it's hard because people are very chill in Denmark. Like, they're not on either side. So it's like people agree with me most of the time, which is great. But at the same time, people don't understand what I'm talking about. Like,
is it not as big of a problem there?
Oh, not at all. Yeah.
So,
But it's coming. It's definitely coming. We're just a little bit behind. Yeah.
That's how it is here with
that's what people say
red
with
states.
red
Yeah.
states. Yeah.
Because a lot of these people are like, oh, sucks for you. You're in New
Yeah.
York. You're in LA. I'm like, we're the fucking canaries in the coal mine. Because I hear from so many people in Wisconsin and Alabama and what you think are the reddest places that things are insane. And their kids' kindergarten, it's everywhere. I think these blue cities are just kind of a step ahead. We're like a cautionary tale.
Well, a lot of people from the blue cities will move to the red states for like a job or something, not because they're trying to escape a blue state, but they'll be there and they'll be like, oh, we're going to bring progressive values to all you backward Southerners. And it's like, they're like, we don't want that. We don't want that, please.
That's why it was great to begin with.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up.
Hey, Marion. Hey, Lime Lady.
Oh my God! My Uber driver in South Carolina was driving, and he was asking me about like how much Ubers cost in New York, and I'm like, they're so expensive. But I said, but the driver, basically, long story short, I was saying the driver doesn't even get it because it's all kinds of taxes in New York and like congestion pricing, and it's all like goes to the government. And he said, taxation is theft. And I said, I'm home. I was like, imagine an Uber driver here saying that. Because he was like, oh, I'll get like $9 for this trip, which cost me $20. And I was like, yeah, well, it would cost me $45 in New York. The driver probably still get $9.
Yeah.
Because like the rest of it, anyway. I was just like, I just felt like, oh, I'm home. I'm home. He said taxation is theft, my Uber driver. And I made sure because he knew I was from New York. I was like, yes, it is. I agree. Let's be friends.
No, I think it's very often the Uber drivers, the construction workers, people, the more working class people that agree with us. I remember one time in like California somewhere, I was in an Uber with Blair and the driver was like totally on board with everything.
Oh, awesome.
Wait, oh my God, so we were just talking about this before. Tell us where you just were, Marcus.
Oh, yesterday?
No, I mean where you just came from.
Oh,
traveling.
yeah, I was in California.
Oh.
Yeah, I was in Los Angeles and San Francisco.
How did that go?
Oh, it was great. We
I'm shocked to hear this. I'm like,
Yeah,
San Francisco was great.
Well, I have a nuanced opinion or a picture of it. So we went to Los Angeles and we stayed in Hollywood for a couple of days, and it was dirty, and it was kind of ratchet, very ratchet in Hollywood. We're right next to Hollywood Boulevard, and all the crackheads and stuff. It was a lot.
It was your first time there too?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I was a little disappointed. It wasn't as iconic as being here, which is my favorite place so far. Spoiler alert. But it's a must, to go to
To see, yeah. That's how I've always felt with LA. I don't know, something about is the moment I land every time I go to LA, I just feel miserable and depressed. Like it's in the air there.
Oh, but the weather is really nice. I love the weather.
The Florida weather better.
Oh, but is it humid down there?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
I like the drier heat kind of thing. Yeah.
But like Florida in the winter is really, really nice.
Oh.
It's like, you know, because it's cold everywhere.
I was gonna make a horrible joke.
Oh no.
I was gonna say I got his channel taken down. I was gonna say I love the heat. I'm half Jewish, so maybe
You know what? Don't I take that back. Don't make the joke. Don't make the joke.
maybe I yearn for the temperatures.
Okay. All right. And
Hey, all our friends, DeVille, Tina, Renegade. Love you, Renegade.
oh my god, remember we were the only ones laughing at the Jew joke at the movie yesterday.
So we went to we didn't say that. We went to go see Knives Out yesterday. With like, it's kind of like, I guess a lot of there's some, how would you start? There's some woke shit in the movie. It's kind of, it was great. I loved it. Have you seen Knives Out? The first one, so this is the second one. The woke shit was very much less intrusive than the first one, because the first one, it was like it would just pause occasionally to preach at you. This, it was kind of ironic and like making fun of it a bit, but no one else in the theater was. So
right. No, but what I noticed was like completely unintentionally on the filmmaker's part, I'm sure, but like the woke people were like the worst characters in the world, and the people who were, because it was like set. I'm not giving away anything, but it was like set during like early COVID, and like there was like the people who had like the mesh masks were like the coolest people. They were like the best characters in the movie, and like the people who were like, oh my god, social distancing are like the worst. So like I don't know if they achieved their goal.
All the jokes though that they would make about like Jews or anybody, we would be the only ones in the theater.
There was like a straight up like Jew joke about like, oh she made a Jewish slur, and she was like, oh I thought that was just a generic word for cheap. and the two of us like cracked up out loud. The rest of the theater was silent because we're in New York. I was just like, oh my god, we're the only ones who found that funny. We're both Jewish, by the way, so like suck it.
But
like,
that's typical. That's typical that we laugh at ourselves more,
Yeah.
You're religiously Jewish, right?
No, my family is. I know a lot about it
because I was raised Catholic, but I'm half Jewish on my dad's side. Cody, I feel like Mike can take woke shit in his movies better than I can't, but I feel like this was like good enough to overcome it, and it was kind of like this. It wasn't that bad. I'm gonna start a series like of movie reviews reviewing how woke new movies are.
Oh, that's a good.
The fuck was I gonna call it?
Cinema splaining.
Cinema splaining.
I was like, I don't know. Can I say it?
I wanted to call it stochastic cinema, but he was like, nobody will know what that is.
It's hilarious and perfect, but people don't. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so we have some things to react to. So I haven't showed it to these guys.
Oh no.
So we gotta, we're here. We gotta make fun of like some ridiculous alphabet people. So
of course, bring it on.
Shall we get to the first one?
Oh, we're watching a video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm so bad at this. 1 second. La-di-da. Here we go.
Oh no! I already hate it.
Oh no! All right, you guys ready? Oh wait, but they're talking about. Okay, wait. I have to. Hold on. Hey, Brentley. See, they're talking about like movies and shows, so I gotta like.
You got
1 second. I love your reviews. Thank you, DeVille. Did you guys see Wednesday on Netflix? 6 to 10. I'd say it was like about that. I was gonna say like 5 to 10. I liked it. It was fine. I'm never gonna remember it 2 days from now. Like it was better than I thought it would be. The woke shit was kind of like not subtle, but it wasn't like preaching. It was just more like how everything is gonna go. Oh wait, it was kind of preaching though, because every 2 minutes it was like them marginalized and oppressed and discriminated against. I'm like,
that's pretty overt.
it was okay. It was better than I thought it would be. I like Jenna Ortega.
Nothing will beat Adam's Family Values.
I don't. Oh no! Oh my god!
Nothing.
I will say I do not have Netflix. our beautiful friend Johnny logged into my TV on his family's Netflix. Okay, let us get to the video. Y'all ready for this?
No.
I think so.
Your love and care on my last post. Here's my update. Sorry for the delay. My life is chaos on how I clicker trained my family to get my correct pronouns. Now that
She did what?
What?
Clicker trained.
I'm
Oh
really,
my God.
really scared.
I just said I cannot imagine why her life is chaos.
Because she clicker trained her family because she thinks that's an appropriate thing to do.
Yes.
My mom would have smacked me.
Wait.
But okay.
I am a trans person. So first of all, a lot of people are asking what treat I was using. If you don't know, for circus dogs, when they do something that we like, we click that behavior and then we give a treat. I did not use it as a positive marker like that.
We give them a treat.
But she didn't use it as a
No,
positive
they
marker.
don't get a treat.
No.
They don't get a treat.
No treat.
for
No
mom and
treat.
dad.
This was negative reinforcement, I think. I think I'm understanding this
Oh
video.
my God.
That for my family because I'm not going to treat them for basic human decency. I instead used it as a negative marker, so every time they said she, I would click so that they would start to associate a click with a she in their head and would start to
They? I haven't seen this. Is it they that she wants to be called?
Of course.
What? She's not trans. Like, fuck you.
Also, sounds a little bit conversion therapy to me.
Sure does.
Converting them out of reality. Conversion therapy from reality.
automatically self-correct. I forgot to take into account the fact that I have an auditory processing disorder and live at like a
Of course you do! Of course you do! Of course, they have 1,000. And why do they always need to have some like magical, mystical ailment?
Mm-hmm. It's
Always.
it's always the non-binary and the 800 disorders, and I'm disabled, and I need special treatment,
Autistic.
and I don't process things correctly, and you need to always.
But it's
Also,
1,200 likes. I mean, who are those people?
oh, they're out there. Also, okay.
Her handle is literally
That's
disabled
right.
autistic lesbian.
with an auditory
Wait,
disorder.
how is she a lesbian if she's non-binary? How does that work?
How can you?
Oh,
Yeah.
men can be lesbians now, duh.
Yeah, but lesbian, okay, still is women liking women. They'll say it's whoever identifies as a woman liking women, but
But
she
she
just
doesn't
said she
identify-
doesn't identify as a woman.
Or at
So-
least a she. Maybe she's a woman, not a she. Like, don't.
That's
how she's
okay.
15-second delay from everybody and everything else.
Wait, what? Okay, wait,
wait,
I'm back
I
for
gotta-
that. Hear about her.
The
auditory
fact that
disorder.
I have an auditory processing disorder and live at like a 15-second delay from everybody and everything else.
She lives on a 15-second. Is that a real thing?
It sounds like a you problem, but
Can you
Maybe
guys-
she's making that up as well as the gender.
No, you think? Can you guys tell us in the chat? Is that a real thing?
Maybe
People
we're just
live
ignorant.
with-
I don't know. Depends on who you
look
ask.
at Brentley, disabled autistic lesbian sums her up nicely. though. Yeah.
Hope is completely right. She's insulting true.
Oh, yeah.
True trans, true lesbians, true.
True everything's.
Americans, Gen Z, you know. Oh my god.
So those impression points.
Gotta catch them all.
yeah.
Just like STDs.
Oh god.
Nothing in her head is a real thing.
Oh, that's spot on. That's spot on.
Okay, wait. So she's a non-binary, disabled.
She didn't say, but I'm guessing.
She's just not a
Autistic
she. That's what we know. She's not a she.
with
Not
an
she, that's-
auditory disorder who lives on a 15-second delay. What is that? See, I live on a 15-minute delay, as you all know.
15 minutes.
Okay, like 30.
And she treats her
You had
family.
to go buy a sandwich from me yesterday that I took so long to get that. I'm sorry to look.
And she treats her family like they're dogs.
Right.
I mean,
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
right.
Okay, let's see what other ailments she's gonna have. Okay, she's on 15-second delay.
And so I wasn't able to click as much as I wanted to, so it wasn't super effective on that aspect. I think I'm going to need a new invention that counteracts auditory processing in order to get that right. But
So her clicking needs to be on a 15-second delay.
Wait, like if she didn't get to click it as much, doesn't that mean that her family was like all good. Like,
Well, no, because her family would like call her she, and she would like 15 seconds later she'd be like,
oh, but it doesn't work 15 seconds later because they already forgot.
Ariel.
As a lesbian, I hate this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But men can be lesbians. What are you talking about? you just need a lovely man lesbian.
Oh my god.
With the organic dick.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No.
Organic dick.
There's a trans woman who said, well, lesbians, they can use strap-on. Why can't you take my organic dick? It's like,
Ah!
disgusting.
My organ.
Ariel did a video on that. You should watch that one.
Oh my god.
I did explain to them what this was for and why I was doing it, and then I carabinered it to my hip at all times. And I definitely had several occasions where a family member would start to say something, look at it, pause, and then purposefully treat me correctly. And that happened at least 3 or 4 times. So it was effective.
So confusing.
Can we talk about how she has woke face? Have you ever noticed
Yes.
woke face?
Yes.
With
It's
the
the
eyes rolling back out of her head, and she's just so inconvenienced by breathing air.
Yes. Yes.
Woke face is like every word you say. These people just 24 hours a day look like they're like they're inconvenienced by everything.
I was gonna say something much more rude.
Oh,
about
yeah,
woke face,
me- yeah,
so
me too.
I'm gonna
I think we're thinking
let
the same
this
thing.
stand.
What were you gonna say?
It's mental illness. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Technically, it is sometimes.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So not to be disrespectful, but I mean, they're trying to hide it with wokeness.
Woke faces.
Woke face is very real.
But not entirely. So there's my update for you.
Let me tell you what
thinks
this
it's
is.
funny.
Let me tell you what this is. This is some Metagon shit.
Mm.
There is no way in hell that would ever happen with an Italian family,
No.
with a Jewish family,
Oh.
with a black family. That is some like Metagon
Let
shit.
Let me tell you, my mother.
Oh, please. Don't get
The sandal.
thrown out.
The sandal.
Yep,
Oh
my
God.
mother, my grandmother, on both sides, none of them. They would. What did you say? What are you
Can you
clicking at me
imagine?
for?
Or in Denmark, it wouldn't go and you wouldn't do that in Denmark as well. We're so chill, like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what the fuck?
I feel like Denmark is like if New York is on one end of the spectrum, Denmark is the other.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Really?
on some things, yeah.
They get like, I mean, in terms of like,
Attitude?
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I can't believe these people.
Knock that
like,
fucking clicker out of her hand.
If
Be like,
anyone
I'd
ever
throw it
did
in the
that to me-
garbage. Yeah, no. Be like, get out of my house. Because
But-
you know she's fucking living with them.
Oh, of course.
Grown
Of course,
ass
yeah,
women.
she said she's doing it all the time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. Of course, because she's probably sitting in the basement being like, I can't get a job because I'm disabled and I'm trans and I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, ugh.
You know who has the worst woke face? I don't know her name, or I'd look her up and show you guys. But the main actress who was in the recent remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has that face. It's like just that face where they look like they're about to like say something like, well, actually, that's super problematic. Just that like that faccia brutta, like the how do you say that? Like the
we
sour
don't
lemon.
know.
Yeah.
Someone's saying your Italian's coming out.
Esteban.
For real.
By the way, parentheses, send us all your super chats if you so. Oh, we had some that I forgot to hit on from our beloved Giovanni. Christina Ricci essentially plays Miranda Richardson's character from Sleepy Hollow. I need to see Sleepy Hollow. I saw it when I was a little kid, but I don't
What is
remember it. It's a movie about like what is it? The Headless Horseman. It's from the 90s, I think, with like Johnny Depp and she's in it. I need to see that again. I don't remember it. Did you ever see that?
No.
You haven't seen
I
that
don't
one.
see anything.
You're seeing shit now.
I am. It's true.
I just want her to attend a Girl Dicks for Gaza
Ah, from our last one. Yes.
In
come on,
Gaza.
Giovanni.
Oh, that's great.
Hashtag girl dicks for Gaza. Oh my god. That was when what was when we
It's
were
like, what are you
Marcus
talking
is like,
about?
what are you talking
Our
about?
new viewers
We
are
were-
wondering what we're talking about too.
we were discussing Queers for Palestine, you know, the sign
Oh,
Queers for
yeah.
Palestine. And
Chicken
you know,
KFC.
yeah, right.
Right.
We were like commenting how like, you know, why don't these queers go to Palestine and see how it works out for them, right? And then I think it was somebody in the chat that was just like, it's like girl dicks for Gaza.
Giovanni.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give credit to Giovanni then. That was funny.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
Are You Afraid of the Dark does have a Sleepy Hollow. You've never watched Are You Afraid of the Dark, did you?
I didn't. I've never. You know me in movies.
It's not a movie.
What is it?
It was a kids' TV show from the 90s.
Well, there you have it.
Actually,
Fine. You like that?
Yeah. I'm too young too, so it's fine.
I also put 99.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
The
99,
dog years.
2000, 2001. Fuck you! Wow!
You're younger than me.
You actually admitted that on screen.
I whispered it. Nobody heard what I said.
Wow. Making progress.
Right? It was so good. It was so good. They did a reboot recently too, but it was like, it was fine. What is our? Let me pick our next video.
Jeez, Sarah.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Marcus sent me those.
It would be so awesome. It would be so
Oh
cool.
shit! Wait. Okay, that's it. Never mind.
Yeah.
They tried to copyright strike me for playing fucking Jeffrey Marsh's "Singing on My Own."
Oh my.
So I was like, "Oh, a song."
I think you're good. Yeah,
Did you
it's
read?
short.
Did you guys see the text though? I'll put it back up.
Oh yeah, without the sound. Yeah.
Me talking to my 4-year-old about gender, and me low-key hoping for a trans kiddo as a trans parent.
She's not trans, first of all.
Thank you.
And second of all, I saw how like she got a lot of backlash, and then she was like, "Oh, it's just a joke. Oh, you can't handle the joke. Like, how's that funny?
Yeah,
you
it's
wish
not
that
a
you
joke.
wish that your child has a mental disorder. Like, wow.
I was just gonna ask you that, like, you know, like why would you wish all of that on your child, like that kind of life? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. I mean, damn.
Yeah. So you would.
But
not,
I mean, if she thinks that trans is beautiful and like nothing, you don't need gender dysphoria, then it's not a problem. But it's not being trans. It's being a fake trans. Right?
I mean, God, I wouldn't. I mean, there'd be whatever there would be, but I wouldn't actively want my kid to be gay for their sake.
No, me either.
And that ain't because of discrimination. I promise you that.
No, there's a lot. I mean, yeah, I was saying this on something else I was on, but I was like, it's cool if you end up being that way, but like, it makes your life more complicated. It just makes your life more complicated. So why would you wish that what you want your kid to have? Like,
I can't have kids. Like,
right.
Do you wish your own kid can't have kids? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, and to make it so profoundly less likely of them getting married and finding someone, meeting someone just based on numbers alone.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it is
leftist,
infinitely easier to find a partner to get married and blah 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 if you are heterosexual. Like, it
because
you
they suck less.
yeah, and there's more of them. You know what I
They're
mean?
less
Like,
awful. They're less insufferable.
right. Like, so it's like we have like a dating pool that's like already smaller than normal, and then 99.999% of them are insufferable. So like, and from within our dating pool.
Oh yeah.
That's true, Ash. They'll do whatever they want. I'm just talking. That's the thing though with these people is like it seems like they actively. Well, I mean, they talk about what grooming. There it is.
But it was just a joke.
Oh yeah.
By the
way, sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's just a joke because people are calling you out. I mean, if they didn't call you out, it was a joke.
Yeah.
And the video got how many likes? Over 100,000, I think. I can't remember. Does it say there? I don't know.
No.
No, I downloaded.
But probably a lot.
Got millions of views, I think.
These people are insane. And by the way, can we talk about? There's a point to it because these people don't just repeat for nothing. There's always a point to it, and I think it's always something that's quite revealing. Have you noticed that these people always use this very sort of like infantile language, kiddo, doggo,
Low key.
Yeah, it's like they. Yeah,
Mm.
I think it's to try to make these sorts of horrible things sound cutesy, and it's like they're talking, and so that they can sort of like relate to little kids that they're trying to push this on. They bring themselves down to that level, which ain't that far because it's not like they're that high up to begin with. But that just drives me crazy, kiddo. Yeah. And this is my doggo.
Trans boy, trans girl.
Yeah. What's your experience, just in general? I mean, like in your life, what's your because you know how like these people talk about like if a person doesn't want to date a trans person, they're a bigot. What's your experience been in general with like dating?
Yeah, I have no problem dating. Honestly, I mean, people.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
that's what that makes one of us.
I know. We do.
I mean, like, I'm just lucky. I mean, I did find someone who's great, but I mean, no, it's not you.
Dare you.
No, I don't have a problem dating because I'm normal. Like, okay, my situation is not normal. I get that. But it's like, I act normal. I act like a normal person. So that's the vibe I get in return. And I don't force people to date me. I don't, you know, I'm just chill. Like, if you don't want to date me, that's fine. I'm obviously different than other gay guys. Or, yeah, I don't even call myself gay. I don't call myself a homosexual because I'm not a biological man. So I respect the gay, you know, space. And I know that I'm only, you know, I'm not entirely a part of that space because of my history. So it's like mutual respect kind of thing.
Yeah.
And look at that. You found a great person to date because like who wants to date you because like, you know, like
I'm not insufferable.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's, and also like, I love the people who like try and force like, oh, you're transphobe if you don't date me. It's like, do you want to date somebody who doesn't want to date you? Like, that sounds awful. Like, what? Like, just take the trans thing out of it. Like, who wants to date somebody who doesn't want to date them? Like, that sounds like a terrible experience.
No, wait, they get off they get off of other people's like, other people being uncomfortable kind of thing. You know, they're always nervous if they are misgendering the person. I think they get off on that. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a power thing.
Yeah,
because like if you've ever hung around, you know, it used to be like all my friends were like woke types and stuff, and being around those people, it's like you're always on edge. You always feel like you're one word away from coming to blows with them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the time at the protest, the Black Lives Matter, and they told you how to walk and where to walk.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's an extreme example, but it did happen.
Yeah,
but they enjoy
like 50 people.
Oh yeah, okay.
The worst part about that killed me because that's so not the type of person I am. But when there's 50 people and you don't know who has a knife, who has a gun, what are you gonna do? But
you have to obey. But that's what they get off on.
Yeah,
that's such a good point. I never thought of it like that. Yeah,
we would feel uncomfortable, you know, being in the way, and you know, demanding certain things. We would, of course, feel uncomfortable, but they don't.
No,
they're another species.
Well, there's a lot of narcissism going on with all of that, and you know, that's like what it is. It's like these narcissistic people who, you know,
this is you guys took the words right out of my head. I'm a gay man and I'm not a part of the gay space.
Same.
We're part. I want to be in this space more than I want to be in the
much rather. Yeah, exactly.
We're our own space. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel that way because they're just so incredibly off-putting. They're miserable.
But what I meant was regular gay men. They don't have a problem with me if they're not into me. They're not, you know, reaching out, and if they are, I wouldn't call them respectful, but I have a thick skin. Like, I don't care. But they're just chill. Right. But maybe it's a Danish thing. Maybe people are worse here.
I mean, there are always assholes, like they're, you know, but I don't think that's unique to trans people. I feel like, you know, look at the messages that women get, like, you bitch, you know, like those guys. Yeah. Oh, that's real too. Like, I've seen messages like that. Like, they're like, hey, you want to go out sometime? She's like, oh, I'm busy. Fuck you, bitch. You're ugly. I've gotten messages.
I've gotten messages like that too.
I left the gay space years ago and haven't looked back. Good for you.
Yeah, no, the gay space is awful. There that thing on Twitter today with the guy who was like coming on the thing being like, or I don't even know if it was a guy, it was an anonymous account, was like coming on being like, you know, you haven't mentioned the gay.
Oh my God.
I was like, and then he kept being like, oh, like, you know, this affects your community, and I was like, I responded to one thing, but then I stopped because I was like,
oh, they can go all day.
Yeah, and I'm like, I have
nowhere to be.
I have better things to do. But like, you know, I was like, but he kept being like, oh, like he's like, you first of all, he's like, all of you talk about like your gayness is central to your life, and I'm like, first of all, that's a big assumption to make. I was like, second of all, like. And so he's like, oh, so when something good for your community, and I was like, it ain't my community. Like, not my community. I love when people say I have to be, I am part of the gay community by default.
Forced teaming.
Like, there's no, like, first, I don't think, for me, there's no community. It's not community. It's, I am what I am. Other people are what they are. I associate with people that I enjoy, present company and everything. Yeah, but yeah, that's who I associate with. I don't care.
You can't relate to the community.
No.
And I never could. That's what I said, right? That's
Really?
what I've said. Oh my God, yes.
Even when I was a liberal, I was like, all the community, I was always like, they never liked me.
No,
they never liked me. Like, even when I was a
hated
liberal. Like, so I was already kind of put off by them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, because I thought it was just like, oh, if you're gay, you belong in the space. I did not belong in the space.
No, and you're too outspoken. You're too independent. Even if you were a liberal, it doesn't matter. You're your own person.
Right.
And same with me. And with me, I always thought, I feel like I've kind of, in terms of like my style and how I dress, if you can believe it, I've mellowed a little bit in the years. But back then, I used to think that I would get, if I went to a gay bar or something, I used to think that like I would get so much hate because I look weird or I dress weird. So for a very brief moment in time, I was like, let me try dressing totally normal and boring and looking as ordinary as I possibly can. They still fucking hated me.
Okay, it has nothing to do with
No, yeah, that's right. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with aesthetics. It's just the rot that's within the community. And it's like a vicious cycle.
We give off that we're not going to follow the crowd with everything, and that's the biggest sin. That's the biggest sin. If you're in, you have to like the same things and act the same way and do the same. You have to, yes.
I mean, it's like they all like the same music. They all make the same gestures, the same phrases, the same. You know,
you have to be like that queen about everything. Yeah.
You know what what the worst one of that was that would set me up? It's like my trigger word, not a word, but trigger gesture. When they would like approve of something and would snap. They'd be like, yeah. Oh, I can't.
Or instead of clapping, like the
that's what they do. I can't.
I just don't like that we have to love Beyonce and all these like female singers. Like, I like who I like.
Right.
And I really don't like Beyonce because
Me
of
neither.
politics, like Black Panther, all that.
I don't
shit,
like any of that music. It's like I don't like much music nowadays. Let me circle back to our super chats. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. Send us your super chats, by the way. They should really make it easier for you to find them on here. Giovanni Rastrelli, Are You Afraid of the Dark was the thinking man's Goosebumps. Yes, it was. It was. I can't believe you missed it. What kind of nice kid are you? Io non canto, the whole Paisan pack. Love you. Been a fan since your walkaway video. Can't wait till you're in Florida. Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait to be in Florida. Oh my god.
Same.
We're truly, Giovanni says, we're truly living in the golden age of Munchausen by proxy.
Yep.
Did you get that right?
Yep.
It's Munchausen and Munchausen by proxy. It's both.
Yeah.
Because people do it themselves and then they want it for others.
Right.
Oh.
Esteban says, Sleepy Hollow had a TV remake on Fox. My ex was obsessed with that show and wanted me to watch it, and I never did. And I've kind of wanted to see it, but I haven't watched it just like out of spite.
I was just kidding.
Because that's the kind of person I am. Bradley, this is something we gotta address. So I can't see Twitter while we're on this, so I don't know if there's any update. But before we went on, our beloved Carrie Smith was suspended from Twitter.
Oh, this just happened?
Like, well, it was while I was on the train coming here.
Oh my god.
For her, so Carrie Smith, she got suspended from Twitter for her profile picture. That's a picture of herself for promoting violence or adult content.
That's gotta
And
be
it
a
was
mistake.
normal. Yeah.
That's like somebody reported her and AI probably. She should be able to get that reversed.
The
right?
only thing I could think of is the fur she was wearing, but I don't think so. Not even Twitter. I don't
Well,
think.
like with under Elon Musk, like he's gonna
Yeah.
let her be suspended over a fur. Like
No.
that just doesn't make it. That's like someone reported her and like it automatically suspended, but they have to like as soon as they review it, they're gonna have to let her back on. She didn't do anything.
No.
They don't care. But when I got banned from Twitter the first time, I didn't do. When I got banned every time, I think I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They said one of my bans was for having multiple accounts. I didn't have multiple accounts. The first one, my first Twitter ban was for evading a permanent suspension. I never had a permanent suspension. So that's always how they've been. If they can't get you on something, they will make something up. Which I think that's better with. Here's the
I was
thing.
gonna say that, but that was the old regime. Hopefully,
The old shit.
hopefully the. I mean, maybe not. I don't know, but like, I mean, she really didn't do anything.
No,
So
of course not.
like, there's no reason for this to happen.
What the hell was I saying? Yeah, no, but so the thing is, I don't want to be too hard on new Twitter and Elon Musk and stuff because it's been what, a couple weeks. So it's going to take time to like stamp out every crazy person there. But I wish he would at least say something about the shadow bans that still exist that so many people have. Billboard Chris completely shadow banned. His account is marked 18 plus. You know Billboard Chris?
Yeah, I think I reacted to some a video of his.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you guys should like do so. You
Yeah,
love
he
each
was.
other.
Oh, it was on point in this video.
He's
About
amazing.
trans
He explains it so well. Our friend Frank, who was here before, Chocolate Heresy, his whole account is suppressed. I have a shadow ban, a search ban. Yeah, a lot of people have this shit. So I wish they would just like address it at least. At least like we're gonna get to it. We'll work on it. Something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy that I think like it's moving in the right direction, but it'll take a while. What I want, let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats before we get into this. I gotta catch up on the chat. Heart, you Mike, this is for your move to Florida fund. Aw, thank you so much. You're a great hugger. Had the pleasure of meeting you in Tampa. Your writer friend Kevin. Aw, thanks, Kevin. You're the best. Sort of. I'm not gonna put that in the memo, but I'm laughing at it as though I.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. So I'm actually gonna have a whole video about
I
this.
didn't see what happened.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll get into it. I don't want to spoil my video. So here's the thing. I have been wanting to make a video about this topic I've just had like the comments sitting in me for so long, and now I have a reason to. So that should be out maybe like Monday, Tuesday. I take forever with like writing shit and editing it. I don't know how. Well, you do stuff very quickly. I was gonna say I don't know how people do it. You like put stuff out all the time. You got.
Yeah.
He is so good at YouTube.
Yep.
Like you got to
Thank
teach
you.
me.
Yeah.
I
do it
at
full time now, so I should be better at what I'm doing right
Awesome
now.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, I'm gonna have a whole video about it. I have so much to say. It's not even the Timcast thing. Oh, by the way, Tim Pool quote tweeted me right before it went on, so I'm like,
Sure did. Boom.
Yeah, it's not even the Timcast thing specifically. So first of all, the main thing, I am so happy that I love it. This is the perfect, because, I don't know how people in the chat feel. I assume most of them agree with us, but, I'm very against the beliefs of all those people that they had on. Not because, I'm not one of those people who's like, they hate, I don't care about hate, love. To me, the important point is truth. And I think the things that he's saying are just not based in truth, and they fall apart. This whole thing about like the Jews, you pull on one loose thread and the whole argument completely falls apart.
Which
and
is
that's
why
what
he
the
got
video
up and
will be about.
walked away instead of actually sitting there and trying to defend his point. You know what I mean?
And I think this was the perfect argument for free speech. This is the power of free speech: is that just allowing him to speak. And I mean, Tim like barely even pushed. I don't even want to say pushed back. He said like, "I think you're wrong" or something,
Right.
or "I don't agree." Like it was the slightest thing.
But he was like, "I don't agree with like how you characterized." Like it was just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And that completely showed how empty and hollow their ideology is. There's nothing behind it. And I watched the whole thing up until that point. Like, it's just innuendo and assumption, and there never is. I've talked about this before. There's never a follow-up plan. There's never, oh, the Jews, thus. I always say, tell me what the next sentence is.
Right.
Complete your sentence, and they never will.
Because
You're just
you know what
supposed
the
to
next sentence is.
Yeah.
It's that they hate Jews, and so they don't want to say that. So.
And he had nothing else to say, but yeah, it completely exposed it. So like, this is a perfect example why I don't want these people censored. I don't want them canceled, deplatformed. I want everyone to hear what they have to say because they can discredit themselves.
Right. That's also an example of
like, for sure. I mean, those are just like the biggest group of
it was a
untrustworthy people.
It was like, Timcast.
Is it Simple?
Yeah, Tim Pool.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim Pool's show. He had Kanye West and Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes.
The alt-right.
Yeah,
oh wait,
he's crazy.
Just say that. No. Right extreme.
Well, with both them, kind of. I mean,
He's homophobic. Yeah.
He's everything.
Anyone.
Yeah. So he had the
You
two
really
of
got
them.
Kanye on?
Yeah, the two of them came on, and like, and Tim actually gave them a chance to like.
Only those two?
I don't know.
Milo.
And
Oh,
Milo. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
But Tim gave them a chance to like make their point, and then Tim pushed back a little bit on it, and Kanye got up and left. Like, and this was going to be my point that like that's like how like woke people like they don't want to have a debate, like it's like shut up and let's. I'm like that's an example of that on the right. Where they don't want to have a debate, they just want to.
I don't even consider that the right.
Yeah, well, right. Whatever they are, the crazies. Yeah, that's. But they don't want to have a debate either. They're like, we don't like Jewish people. Shut up and listen. You know what I mean?
Wow.
No, it's the exact same thing. What is the difference between white people control the world and they're oppressing me versus Jews control the world and they're oppressing me? It's the same thing, and both like equally illogical. What was I gonna?
You were like smiling before saying you wanted to get into something. What did you want to get into?
Oh, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay, right.
There was like, sorry, I thought there was something I wanted to like put on the screen, but I forgot. Say something.
What else happened?
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. Chris. Yeah, Chris, our beloved friend Chris. His account is very shadow.
That sucks, dude.
I think with shadow bans, my advice, because I've been through all of it on Twitter, on Instagram, and everything. You just gotta wait it out. They're not permanent. They sort of come and go. So for most, I mean, some people, they're like, Billboard Chris, or like people that, for most of us, for people like us, I think they kind of come and go, which can be really frustrating, but it'll eventually go away. I was saying that I can't believe how anyone could still associate with Milo or like trust it. Like the guy, there's literally a video of him with I was too. I went to dinner with him once. Like,
right, with them, yeah.
That was a little before my time, so I never like. By the time I was like red pilled, quote unquote, he was already crazy.
It was brilliant. I mean, it was the first book I ever read in English, and I had such a huge crush on him.
Aww.
I mean, but no.
No, he went off the deep end.
Yeah. Or it's all fake. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's both. I think it's
crazy and fake.
He has no ideology. His ideology is his ego and whatever helps him.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Max Zed, which by the way, everybody subscribe to Max Zed's channel if you like movies and nerdy stuff. We're going to be seeing him this weekend and doing a podcast together. This is a very good point that I hadn't quite thought of. What a lot of people are missing is that the casually anti-white stuff people have been saying for ages has set the tone for people being casually anti-Jewish. That's so spot on.
Yeah, and like woke people are like bipolar about how they feel about Jews. Like they're like one day Jews are like oppressed and we have to help them, and then the next day they like hate them and like abolish Israel and like they're very like if Jews being oppressed will help the woke, then the woke will then they'll do it. But if it goes against the woke, if Jews can be seen as white people oppressing other people, then they're against Jewish people, which means ultimately they really have no ideology. They just, and in terms of like individual Jewish people, that like they either love or hate. Like it's only ideology. If the Jewish person toes the line with them, then they're this poor, oppressed, blah blah blah. But if the Jewish person like is conservative, then
It's the same with trans. I mean, they hate me, but they love all the fake trans people.
Right.
I mean, who are on their side. So
I think it's a little bit different though, because I think trans, as long as people are down with the agenda, that's their favorite thing in the world. With Jews, they're not down with any sort of agenda that would be for 2 minutes ago. They were raiding synagogues. They were kicking Jews out of pride parades. They were pushing BDS. So most of the elites in the media, I think, well, it's kind of split. A lot of them are more on like the pro-Palestine side, though I guess that, it's kind of mixed. But
that's where the woke Jews will split off from the rest of woke. Like woke Jewish people will be like totally woke, and then other woke people will be like Palestine. They'll be like, hold on a minute.
My beloved.
Oh,
hey, Peter. You were on his show, weren't you?
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. That was such a good one.
it's a shame that he moved. We should have.
I know, Peter. But I mean, I guess Florida is like not closer, but
the next time I'll be in the U.S., we'll come to Florida.
Yes,
Of course.
when are you coming back?
Oh, I don't know.
You want to move forward? I mean, I think for like spring-ish.
Yeah.
I wish it were sooner, but
Me too.
I need to save up some money. It's pretty
So,
expensive.
Yeah, I know.
moving is like
It's so
unfathomably
yeah.
expensive. I'm Peter. What I want to hit on now that so did you see people have been like coming after me and some other people because of the cult lady?
Which yeah.
The actual,
Yeah.
Did you see this? Okay, so have you guys heard of there are a million? Max knows what I'm talking about. There are a million. Hey, DDLF. What was I saying? Okay, so there are a million. Like, I love how I'm whispering. Like, this needs to stay between us. So yes, this needs to stay between us. So there are a million documentary series about this cult. Next, it was like a sex cult, and there were these like celebrities in it and shit. I only saw like a couple, so I don't know like all that. I know like the highlights basically, but I don't. So anyway, I was hosting this event for Myth Informed, and there were a bunch of speakers at it. Oh my god, I never plugged my computer in. You guys talk while I get my charger. Is there an outlet here? Talk.
Yeah.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Matt,
Hi.
you take
Hey,
over.
what's up, people? How you doing? What are we doing
I'm
today?
such a fucking crackhead.
I'm gonna take Mike's seat for a second. Let's see. What do we got in the chats, people? Good for you, Peter. We love you.
What did he do?
He says I was caught in the crossfire too. I've been having a blast trolling them today. That's right. SMH. I'm trying to work all this tech. So what? And are we back?
1 second.
What's going on? Did you guys see the CDC lady with her tweet?
The CDC lady.
The CDC lady talking about like, because it's like the anniversary of Tuskegee, and like she was like talking about like, oh, we honor their sacrifice. Like, bitch, they didn't sacrifice anything willingly. They were she was really typical Nike.
Oh, that's me as well.
But yeah, no. And then she was like, oh, and we're the CDC is doubling down on our commitment for ethical medical practices. And I was like, okay, number one on unethical medical practices, coercing people into taking medicine. So that
Don't tell me any of that shit.
Yeah. No, anyway, it was a dumbass tweet that she put out today.
Super chats. Send us your
No, I don't
super
think you
chats,
did.
by the way, if you feel so inclined. Okay, so
The sex
cult.
Oh,
So,
yes.
I don't know what the details because I've been meaning to watch that documentary forever. So anyway, I was hosting this Myth Informed event where there were a bunch of speakers there. One of them was this girl, Nikki, who was in the sex cult.
Okay.
I don't know what my next sentence should be from there. I don't know what to follow that up with. She's lovely. Like, she's, super cool. So, but I got some questions, shall we say, about her tenure in the sex cult.
Sure.
Nobody invites me into their sex cults. So anyway, though,
Are you asking to be invited?
Yeah.
I mean, an invitation would be nice. It's
You
like
can
it's
always
like the
reject
priest
it.
that never tried to molest me. Like I don't want to get molested.
Michael.
An
Michael.
invitation. Come on, like what am I? What am I? What I'm not good enough for the sex cult or the priest? Okay, you know what I'm saying.
So this girl Nikki's in the sex cult. So what
And
happened?
you're jealous, and
I'm not jealous. I just, So that's what it sounds like. So here's the thing. I don't take anyone's word for anything. I don't trust documentaries. I don't trust what any person says. So I kind of want to like see what the facts are myself. Haven't had time to do that. I would love to have her on and like get down to business. So yeah. Anyway, though, people are like flipping out that James Lindsay. I feel bad they're all going after him about a picture that I took of them. And that I'm in one with her and Carrie is, so people are very upset about that. But
it's like,
here's the thing, first of all, like if anyone thinks that I am not going to jump at the chance to meet someone who is in a cult, you do not know me.
yeah. Especially like she's like an ex-sex cultist, right? Like she got out, or did she not get out?
Okay, here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to get to. So I think her and they were like fucking like branding girls like cattle and shit. Her point on it is that like they chose that.
Who the cult
The women.
members, the women in the cult chose to do the sex cult things.
I mean, define a sex cult. What is that even?
There was like the cult leader, who's not even cute, by the way.
Of course.
They never are.
No.
Yeah, no, they
I think women are like less superficial than men are. You could never have a gay sex cult if the leader wasn't fucking hot.
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So she is a current member or a former member?
Well, the
We're not
leader is in
sure.
prison.
Okay. Is the
okay.
cult ongoing, or has it broken
don't
up
know.
since the? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. But I like she's very nice. I like her.
Right.
So it's sort of like a sort of duality of not knowing what to think, you know? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that would be cool. Like you were saying, like you would jump at the chance to have her on the
Yeah,
show. Like
sure.
so would I. Like even if you're like full on in a cult, like I want to know how your mind works.
That's
like
the
I
thing,
want to know
too,
like
that I think people neglect is that like Max told me that I have to watch that show. I have to watch that show. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you need to possibly, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like you maybe need to consider if somebody was abused in it and doesn't think that they were.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm dying to watch that show.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, for sure.
As the become a trans girl like Dylan and the pedo cults will come after you. I'm too old for them.
Oh,
They're not cute either.
Or it could be trans age.
you trans age. Oh my god.
Did you see the
That's
old
what
man
I am.
Stephanie?
No, what?
Yes.
Tell me.
It's
Oh.
like a man who abandoned his wife and children to become a 5-year-old girl, was adopted by like an old couple. It was
no.
so
I've seen
holy.
this.
No.
Oh, but he looks like Little Miss Muffet. Like he's
Oh yeah, his
pigtails,
Oh my
chubby old man.
And he was adopted. Like these
Yeah.
people like took them in as his parents.
Oh,
I
wish
don't
I
want to
could
know what
bring
they're doing
that
to
up.
him, but I mean,
Oh yeah, that's wild.
Let me see if I could find a way to bring that up. I don't know how. Talk.
No, that's crazy. Yeah, like that house was like.
I just
Is
feel
it-
bad for
is
his
it like-
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm afraid of the answer, but like, is there like a sex aspect
I
to
don't-
this?
Maybe, but I don't think so.
Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, that's like the first thing I thought of because it's like,
why?
if-
What is the motive? Yeah.
Right. Oh God.
I'm trying to find it because
I
it's
just love
just.
he has to do that.
Wow, I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, Blair is the first. That's cool.
I identify as a 6-year-old
Oh, they only
girl.
have one.
Oh,
my
I'm sorry.
God.
I misaged.
Oh, you misaged her. How dare you,
By
Marcus?
1 year, but
oh
it's
my
still
God.
not good enough.
You need, Marcus. You need to apologize and admit you're wrong.
To the trans age community.
And yes, and commit yourself to never committing such an infraction ever again.
Well, I'm kind of trans age myself because I'm 23, but I feel like I'm 40. So
I'm the opposite. I'm like 40, but feel like I'm 23.
right.
You're not actually.
I'm 23.
99.
99.
I remember fondly being 23. God
I don't know
bless
about
you.
fondly.
Yeah, I mean, life was
Some
kind of
things.
difficult back then, but
It's more difficult now.
I was just
The world.
yeah, no, it's
Age
true.
phobia, yeah.
Age phobia. Oh my God. Ageist. Oh my
Ageist.
God.
We need to deplatform time for being ageist.
Oh, how dare, how
Right.
dare.
Cancelled.
I feel
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
driving me crazy. I feel like there was something we had to get to that I can't think of.
Oh, did I send you something? Oh, it's the bold, non-binary thief.
Yes! Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait.
Oh, it's so sad that you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
we know
like
exactly
how sad
what
is
you
the
are.
world right now?
Oh
that-
my God. Well, because he was like Joe Biden's like something, which like only got that job because he's a non-binary. And like, oh my God. Let's see. Yeah, no, that was
not what I mean.
Oh, it's not letting me.
It's not bringing it up. Anyway, the guy who
Sam, what's his name? Sam something.
Hope, I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for
Bye,
being
Hope.
here. Send us your super chats, by the way, if you feel like doing so.
Someone calling me a gay.
What? Aw.
She looks like John Goodman, Sarah.
Oh my God.
You are though. You're like, but I feel it's weird because like, I feel like you're also kind of an OG. Like you've been talking about this shit forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
I don't know, 20?
Oh shit.
It must be.
So it's only been.
I guess
only
it
been 3
really
years.
only has. Well, I guess this whole thing has
Wow.
only been like a couple years. Like it
Yeah.
just feels like the last few years have aged me like 20
But it's
years.
funny because I started talking about culture and politics before I started on hormones, so I sound and look so different.
Oh wow.
And it's so funny when people they're just discovering my old videos. It's like, please don't watch that.
Oh my God. What were you
Oh, you
always
look
like?
you sound like a girl. I know. That's why I took testosterone, bitch.
Right. Yes, thank you. This was pre.
Yeah.
Were you always like more conservative, or I don't know if that's the word, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I consider myself an old school liberal because like
Same.
liberal in Denmark means right wing, so that's
Oh.
perfect.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I believe in personal freedom,
You
responsibility.
have admirers, Marcus. Is Marcus single?
Oh.
Let Marcus
No.
answer
No.
that one.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah,
God,
yeah.
I want admirers in the chat. Like nobody invites me to their sex cult. Nobody tries to bang me in the chat. Not saying that I would.
No priest.
No priest trying to molest you, charming.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my
That was
God.
rude.
But yeah, I've always
Priest.
been right leaning, but I've not always
for
been
you.
based when it comes to LGBT topics. I used to identify as gender fluid for like 2
No,
minutes.
really?
Oh, no one knew, unfortunately.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I
Then
remember.
I discovered that it's not a real thing. I was like,
Right.
oh, okay.
I discovered it's not a real
Well, like,
thing.
I mean,
It's an
it's
online
great.
thing, you know?
Look, like, teenagers, right? Like, okay, they're gonna like I guess when you were a
Play
teenager, gender fluid was kind of already a concept, so you were trying it out. Like, I don't, I don't have a problem with. I really don't have a problem with like teenagers doing teenager stuff.
It's
You know what I mean?
consent,
As long as
yeah.
it's not, cutting their boobs off. But like,
Of course.
if they're gonna like identify as gender fluid for 5 minutes, it's like what I get pissed off at is the
Adults.
adults who are pushing it
And that's
on
why.
the children.
That's
Right.
why
You
it's
know what
such
I
a
mean?
problem.
Like that's
And that's why it's. I feel like. Let me know if you agree. I feel like obviously I support any legislation with this, but it's not really a problem you can legislate away because, like all these things, it's the parents that are bringing the kids there.
Right. They say
Teachers.
parental rights, but then like there's so many parents that are like, okay, parental rights. I want to push my kid to be trans.
Yeah.
It's like or non-binary or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone says you should start your own sex cult.
I'm gonna start a food cult. And only pans. Only pans. We'll just like cook and eat food until someone loves me. Marcus, JD wants to know, how has testosterone affected your singing voice? Genuine question. Just, do you sing?
Yeah, I used to sing. Yeah, but yeah, it has been kind of. It's funny. I wouldn't say it destroyed my singing voice because I don't care anymore because singing was all I got back then. That was like the only thing that made me happy.
Mhm.
But now that I'm all cured from gender dysphoria, I just feel great, and I don't care about singing that much. I care about this, like politics, culture. It is becoming better now because you know, it's like going into puberty, male puberty.
Right.
It's not the best in the middle of it, but now this is probably the voice I'm gonna have forever. So
Right.
it's my singing voice is becoming better, but it's hard. I think it's hard to
Yeah,
sing.
I've been a singer most of my life.
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and puberty was like the worst time to try and be a singer. It's like every boy who's going through puberty who's a singer just has those years of like trying to sing and being like, you know, like
Did you try the balloon thing? Did you see the video?
Yeah.
No, what is that?
Someone inhaled a balloon. Helium.
Oh yeah.
I should've
And like
tried.
no, it
I
was
used to
just
sing in bands, but I was like, oh god.
We should start our band.
yes. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Jeremy, you're the best. I miss you, Jeremy. I need to get on testosterone replacement therapy and become more manly than manly. The true man was born to be a male-to-male transformation. I thought he was serious
Yeah.
for a moment, but fucking Jeremy is like, he's so fucking with you.
But the medicine I'm on, it's actually meant to it's for biological men. I know a biological man who's on the exact same drug, exact same doses for.
What do biological men take it for?
If they have lower testosterone.
Oh,
man.
Watch any of the men on BuzzFeed. Watch the Try Guys, and you'll know what they're on it for. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Just saying.
But it's kind of interesting that it's not meant for. Of course, like
Right.
I was born a healthy woman, so it's
Right. I remember when I was touring colleges, so this was a few years ago. It was 2007.
Oh,
So
and I'll say
you can guess my age. We toured, you know, Sarah Lawrence College.
Isn't that a
upstate?
lesbian?
It used to be like an all girls college, but now it's just like the wokest college in the world. Like
So
it's just like but like really rich. But anyway, back in 2007, there was all kind of like I remember we were touring and this like they them from back in the day before they thems were really a thing. She was like walking us around and being like, "We're in the middle of gender fuck week," and we were all like, first of all, we were like a group of high schoolers, and like she's like gender fuck week, and then she was like, you know, she said like, "Oh, gender is fluid at Sarah Lawrence." I remember this
2007.
in 2007. So the
Oh my
point
God.
is that this really did start in. I want to say American colleges, although I don't know if it started in European universities too. I have no idea, but for sure, this whole ideology, because in 2007 nobody was talking about this. It's
No.
like even like we were like a group of high schoolers touring college, and we thought like this girl was like ridiculous. Like, wait, what? And she was like, gender is fluid, and we have gender fuck week and blah
Gender
blah
fuck
blah,
week.
and you know, and it was just like, but like so that it's just a little anecdote.
I just wanted to tell you. Thin White Axe, we love you.
Bye.
Feel better. Peter, I feel like OnlyFans should have gotten it. Should. I'm gonna start it. People want me to do more cooking videos anyway, so I will. What the hell was it that I? Oh, yeah, what was I gonna say? And I'm gonna hit the super chats in a sec. Send us your super chats also. You know about the first time I heard of the non-binaries, right?
No.
Did I tell
when?
you? So back in the day, it was very embarrassing. I did not seek this out. I was asked to do it. I was like model for different things. It's embarrassing. Let me tell you, there are two different kinds of people who model. The ones who are flawless looking, Barbie and Ken, and the ones who are just fucking weird. They will never let you forget which category you're in. That's why I stopped doing it. I'm like, this is miserable. But anyway, I asked to do a photo shoot for this magazine, Interview Magazine. And I'm like, I had no shirt on in it. So for one photo, the photographer is like, "Can you put your hand on your arm?" I'm like, "Okay."
Oh.
So you don't know the story?
No.
So I'm like, "Okay." Magazine comes out a couple weeks later. I go to get it.
Oh, yes, I do know this story.
That's the shot they chose, so it looks like I'm like, covering tits. And I realized I had never asked them, what is this
Why?
for?
They should have.
Article, people who identify as neither men nor women.
Oh my God.
And the best part, whenever you model and you're in magazines, it never credits you. It never says your name. Of course, this was the one time it put my name.
God. Oh my God. And you probably
And that is the first time I ever heard of it.
you probably signed a contract that like signed all your rights away also. So that, like we can use your image and describe you however we see fit, blah blah blah. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's not cool.
Maxilla.
It's
Love
always
you. I'll see you this weekend.
in like entertainment and fashion and everything. Like if you're like a model or an actor or whatever, a lot of times you sign your life away.
That is very true. Colleges are cults.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay away from that crap.
I'm telling you, 2007, it was happening in the colleges. And then 2008, 2009, when I was in college, it didn't really happen at where I went to school, but like I would come home from college and there would be like, I'd see like friends of mine who were going to like more woke colleges and they would be like, they would be saying stuff like, systems of oppression, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be sitting there like, wait, what? Like, what are you learning about in school? Like, it was just so like, it was happening in the colleges back then. And what happened was they grew up, they went to work in workforces. And like, now it's like 10, 12 years later. So now these people are in management.
Right.
And so that's what happens is like it starts in the universities. They got indoctrinated and now they want to put it in the elementary schools and they want to it's a cycle and it's a cycle. But I remember from back in the late O's that I was hearing this shit, but only in universities.
That was the only time I heard about it for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I remember because it was around the time it started becoming popular towards like the end of the time that I was around all these woke types. And like my instinctual reaction was probably what everyone's should have been at least. Like, what do you mean? You're not a they? What do you mean you're a they? You're not a they. And people would like flip out. I'm like, why are people so mad at me for saying, what do you mean there's 1,000 gen? What are you talking about?
Right.
I didn't know at the time that would be like, that would make me a Nazi. Really Hitler. Oh, Cody, thank you, you liar, but I love you. Thank you. Let me get back to some of these super chats. Send us your super chats. Lime Lady, I love you. Thank you. Marcus, what were some of the challenges you had to go through transitioning that you weren't told about? Love you all.
That's a very good question. Thank you. So I wasn't told I wasn't told much about all the side effects of testosterone. And of course you experience side effects. It's a medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not politically correct to talk about it because trans medicine is like God's medicine. So you can't, it's flawless.
They make it out to be like it's the only thing that has zero side effects and it's just gonna like make you happy.
It's just a little something,
Right.
It's not gonna I'm fine. I'm physically healthy, so that's great. With my genitals, I have something called atrophy. So I have atrophy in my genitals, so it hurts sometimes during sex. And I was never told this. So I have to take. So it's a condition actually. It's a physical condition, and I have to use this cream almost every day for the rest of my life. And I asked my doctor, which was quite recently, actually, so 3 years into testosterone, how long am I going to take this cream? Because maybe it'll be, 6 months. She said, for the rest of your life. Great, thanks. Thanks for telling me.
And you have to be on the testosterone the rest of your life, right?
Sure,
yeah.
I didn't know
you
that.
You knew that ahead of time. Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just crazy. And also, with my bone health, I have no idea if my bones are healthy because I got a hysterectomy, so I don't have any estrogen in my body, basically. Mm-hmm. Maybe I do, with the aromatizing kind of effect, and maybe I have something in my kidney, whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. But they just brush it off. Oh, just be happy, just be Marcus. That's not a doctor's advice. Like,
right. The doctor should tell you that this is what it's going to do for you,
Mhm.
and this is the possible side effects. And now you make the decision if you want to accept that, the side effects, whatever, that's up to you. But
yeah, and I also find it insulting that they would think I would not go on testosterone if I knew the truth. Because of course I would go on testosterone.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to do it, it's okay. I accept that there might be side effects, and I want to do it anyway. And
But
then
you should be able
like,
to make an educated decision.
Right.
Yeah, informed consent.
So would you, knowing everything, would you do it again?
Of course, in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to this trans guy on my YouTube channel, and I
Subscribe to his channel, by the way.
Please,
The link
yeah.
is below.
And I was saying the same thing. Like we were talking about like delaying the decision to medically transition until adulthood, right?
Of course.
And I was like, we were talking about like, because especially even like mentally, like gives you a chance to like be a teenager, whatever. Try things like cutting your hair first, things that are reversible, all of that stuff, right? And I said to him, this guy, he's trans. I said, right. We were talking about like how he had to see therapists and blah, blah, blah. And it was a process. And he was impatient. He was like, I just want to do this. I want to get this done. And I said, yeah, but did any of the obstacles that you faced, did any of it deter you? He said, no. He said, I didn't.
Of course.
He's like, I didn't waver for 1 second that I wanted to do it. And I was like, well, isn't that like weeding out the people who like really have the dysphoria where they just like they're no matter what obstacle, no matter how many therapists and letters and whatever you have to get, you're resolute, because then there might be some people who like get frustrated at that and like, oh, I don't even really want to do this. And then you lower the pool of detransitioners, because those people probably would detransition later
Of
on.
course, yeah.
So like that seems to me, anyway, we were talking about it on episode 2 of Mantar with Seth Carlson, who is awesome. And we had a really good discussion. So if you want to see the whole context of the conversation, check
I
it out.
totally agree. That's why I waited a couple of years. I lived as Marcus socially for maybe 2 years, I think. And it was really painful mentally, but I am so happy that I did it, because now I got almost everything done. Like I'm on testosterone, got my breasts removed and my reproductive system removed, and it's like it's only been 3 years. Or like, I mean, I'm only 23, so imagine if I did it the second I turned 18. Like that would not be good for anyone, basically.
Or under 18.
Oh,
yeah, right. Or like 14,
or
God forbid, like the way some people it's happening to them.
It
right
is
now.
happening.
It's crazy. But I think that's the goal. Like they don't want to give you the information. I feel like, if you were to look at the history of pharma, you could go from lobotomies and electroshock therapy to Prozac to opioids to trans to COVID.
Right.
There's a direct line to be drawn from every single one of those, and every single one involves deliberately not giving you all the information.
Right. I remember when my doctor was trying to get me to go on PrEP. If you don't know, it's a drug that like sexually active gay men get pushed on them, right?
To not get HIV. I'm sorry, like if it prevents it, like in Africa, wherever, wonderful. You want to take it, God bless.
Right.
For me personally, I feel like, what the fuck do you have to be doing to need to take a drug every day of your life to not get HIV?
I feel the same way. So like I was like, I mean, modern medicine is like something that I take in very rare circumstances anyway. But
he doesn't take like an aspirin.
No, I don't. No Tylenol, no nothing. So my doctor's trying to get me to go on PrEP. And first of all, like that was a little insulting, because like I was like a little, because she's like, like how many sex partners have you had in the last year? And I was like, I don't know, 3. And she's like, you need to go on PrEP.
No, it was not.
It was when I was like, and she's like, oh, you need to go on PrEP. You need to go on PrEP.
Yeah,
and so I said to her, okay. I was like, what about the kidney problems? Because I do I do a lot of research before. So I was like, what about the kidney problems? She's like, oh yeah, like they just have to say that because like, you know, there's a small, tiny chance that it could happen. But like, I have a lot of patients on PrEP and none of them
It's
have
always
problems.
a sales job.
And
It's
I was
always
like,
a sales job.
I was like,
They're
okay.
selling
I was
you.
like, but I don't want to be a statistic. I said, and if I have other ways that I can prevent getting HIV, like, you know, wearing a fucking condom. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, so whatever. So she always trying to get me to go on PrEP. I always said no. I said no. And then one day she's give me this the standard PrEP speech. And I was like, no. And she's like, well, if you're worried about the kidney problems, we actually switched the drug because of the other one was doing the kidney problems. So we give a different drug for PrEP now. And I was like, so there was an acknowledgement that the old one was giving kidney problems.
They never told you.
And so now you're trying to get me to go on the other one. I said, what's the problem with this one? She goes, oh, no, this one has no problems. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, a likely story. But like, that's okay. So the broader message to this is that most doctors are drug pushers.
Mm-hmm.
That they're just like, take this drug, take that drug, take this drug, you know, whether you need it or not. You know, that goes into the trans space,
Well,
that goes into the COVID space, that goes into like, yeah.
I've told this story before, so sorry if you guys heard, but like the amount of people who are on antidepressants, especially gay men, is hard. People always talk about the opioid problem. There is every bit as much an antidepressant problem,
100%.
and you may not die. You're not going to die most likely from taking them, but you won't be alive. It can kill you without either. There are other ways to die than your heart not beating.
Right.
You know?
Like when you can't feel emotions.
Yeah, I will never forget. I will never forget this as long as I live. But back when I was like, I don't know, my like early mid-20s or whatever, there was this guy that I was in love with, and like we would spend every day together. We would hang out every night. We would like lay on my rooftop all night long, and like it would just go nowhere. But we like, you know, we could like read each other's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this went for months. And so every time I confronted it, he would just kind of like brush over and be like, no, we're friends, whatever. And so finally I confronted it. I was like, you know, I kind of find it impossible to believe that you don't feel the same way. And I will never forget this as long as I live. He was like, no, I do, but I'm on antidepressants. So like, I can't feel love. He's like, I don't feel happiness. I don't feel sadness.
God.
Everything is just gray.
Yeah.
And they're on them for life when they are. It is impossible. And it's horrible. You know, then antidepressants ruined my next relationship. Like almost every guy I've ever gone out has been on antidepressants.
Wow.
It's horrifying.
I actually went to a funeral with a guy from my school who decided not to live anymore because, like, I don't think he was gay, but
no, I mean, was he on antidepressants?
Yeah, it was like a week after, or I don't know how many days after. It was very depressing.
And nobody will talk about this. And like every subject I mean, you guys think about all the subjects I've talked about since I've been doing these. I've never gotten as much pushback and as much hate as when I talk about this, because everyone is on them. And I'm not saying that this applies to everyone. If you're about to, you know, if you're one of the rare people, I guess, who, God bless, then this isn't about you. This is about the people whose lives are ruined from it.
Right.
And it's like,
changes.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't talk about that because maybe it worked for some people. Great, I'm happy for you.
Well, the
But
issue
I've known so many people who were never suicidal in their lives until they started taking it. I had one friend who was put on, and they're always, it's exactly like what they did with you with PrEP, that it's a sales job. They sell it to you.
Yeah.
I had one friend who was never suicidal in his life. It was put on antidepressants 3 times in 6 months, tried to take his life.
Yeah. They say it in the commercials. In the commercials for antidepressant drugs, they say it. They're like, if you have thoughts of suicide, call your doctor. And it's like, but wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to help. Why is a side effect it getting worse?
Can you imagine? And that's the thing, is we're like frogs being brought up to a boil, where it is so normal to us now that nobody takes a second to stop and think about how sick and evil and twisted it is that something that is called antidepressant could make you want to kill yourself or actually do it. It is so sick. And these doctors are just drug dealers. Like, this is what I was going to say. I've told this story before, so sorry if you've heard it. But so I really, in case you can't tell, I have very bad ADD, which I just deal with it myself. I I find supplements. I'm not going to take drugs for it. But twice I went to a doctor to just be like, just what are my options? Other than going on drugs, for what are the options? I just want to find out. So the first one was like, oh, I'll prescribe you this. She made it sound like it was like taking an aspirin. It's not a stimulant. So I was like, so she writes a prescription. As soon as I leave, because I do my research, I looked it up. It's an antidepressant. Never told me that. So I was like, so I ripped it up. I'm like, okay, not that. I'll make an appointment with a different doctor. This one straight up lied to my face. I told her what happened the last one, and I'm like, I'm not going on antidepressants. I'm not. So she named some drugs. She's like, oh, it's not an antidepressant. And at this point, I had the good sense to like look it up in my phone as I was there. First, I Googled the name. First thing is an antidepressant. She's like, oh, we can do this other one. That's not an antidepressant. I looked that up. Antidepressant. And then, and keep in mind,
so they don't even know what they're prescribing.
Oh, it gets better. Yeah. Or either they don't know, or they're
lying. That's worse.
They're just as bad, though. I think. But then it gets better. And keep in mind, I should mention, I was in that office for all of 5 minutes. She did not know a thing about me.
And she wrote your prescription.
Oh, well, I wouldn't take them because I was sitting there Googling. But then the next one.
But I'm saying after 5 minutes, she wrote your prescription.
She was trying to.
Right. But the fact that she would write you a prescription.
Get this, though. So after I said, like, it's an antidepressant, she's like, oh, well, let me tell you, there's other one that it's perfect for you. It's exactly what you need. I look it up. It is an antipsychotic.
Yeah.
So I went there to say, hey, I have trouble focusing. What are my options? And she tried to put me on not only antidepressants, decided I'm depressed, but that I'm psychotic, which I probably am, but it's like she...
You're not psychotic in the way that you would need an antipsychotic. Yeah. That's like the people on the street who like are having psychotic breaks.
And
they
these
need
are
antipsychotics.
serious drugs.
Yeah.
That it's being taken so lightly.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest problem is how these trans doctors, they're so emotional and ideological, how do you say? And it's like, this is very serious that I'm going on this drug for the rest of my life. I'm a healthy person. I was healthy, and you're giving me medicine. My body doesn't need it. And you're going against my, biology also. And I remember when I got my hysterectomy, I got the surgery, they approved of the surgery at the trans clinic, but the surgeons, they're just regular surgeons doing this hysterectomy on regular women all the time. It's like a routine. And then when I woke up, they're like, so what are you going to do now? Because we don't know. We're used to, doing the surgery on trans people. So we're used to prescribe estrogen, but that's not your case. That's not for you.
They do it.
Yeah. And they're like, it's not that we don't want to help. I don't know what to do. But we can just write an email to your doctor at the clinic. Like, okay, fine. I respect that. When I don't. No, it's their responsibility, I think, the clinic. But then when I talked to the clinic, my doctor at the clinic, she said, oh yeah, I got an email from the surgeons and they were worried about your health. Like, she was making fun of them. But I told them to get their hands off my patient. Like, and then she was laughing. I'm like, you think my health is funny?
Yeah, it's sick. These things have become so normal. I mean, the fact that there is such a thing as a pharmaceutical sales industry, that there are people who it's their job to sell doctors on different medications, and they get more money the more that they push it on people. Yeah. It's so sick.
Yeah. And the thing is like, the drugs that are the biggest money makers are the ones that you have to take the rest of your life. Yeah. So they really, and I think a lot of doctors are kind of like useful idiots for the pharmaceutical industry. Like, they just kind of train to like push these drugs or whatever. I think some of them actually it's interesting because you're not from the US, but
it's quite different where I'm from.
Yeah. I was going to say, because you don't have television commercials for pharmaceutical products, right?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that's like America's like one of 2 countries in the world that has television commercials for pharmaceutical products. So they market direct to the patient. Yeah. So and the commercials are like, ask your doctor if blah 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 is right for you.
And nobody thinks about
you can go to the doctor to be like, hi, yes, I have this. I think I need this medication, and then you put it in the doctor's head. where it's like, you know, so,
and they're getting paid for it, so oh yeah, great.
So they're like, oh yeah, what? It's like it's like in the trans conversation, you know, we always talk about like, you know, how the patient is diagnosing themselves with gender dysphoria, right? So like in America with the direct marketing of pharmaceutical drugs, it's basically like an underhanded way for like the patient to come in and say, I think I need this drug, as opposed to a doctor evaluating your symptoms and being like, no, I think you need this drug. You know what I mean? Like, and by the way, that's not much better with the doctors in America, because they give you pills. They don't care. I've been to so many doctors that are like, we're gonna put you on this, we're gonna put you on that. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, no, you're absolutely not.
But that's the thing, is people are trained to just, you know, trust the experts, trust doctors. So most people, that's all these people I'm talking about that I've known who were been put on antidepressants and other drugs, they trusted their doctor. They were told, take this. That's what I'm with my mom. My mom was a drug addict for many years, a prescription drug addict for many years. And that happened because the doctor said, here, take this. It'll help you. This is your medicine. And they say, oh, and then you need this, and then you take this and this and this. Like they are creating drug addicts out of people who never would have been otherwise. And all of these things are so related. Trans, the vaccine, the antidepressants, opioids, these things are so related to one another. And I think if we're going to be based about vaccines, or trans, then we need to be about we really need to start talking about all the other things too.
Yeah.
Let me catch up in the chat, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna ask Marcus like 2 questions. One.
Wait, can I catch up on the chat first?
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I've been neglecting our lovers here. I had to put this on. I just laughed. Putting lip gloss on. Let me tell you something. We know someone who has the most horrible you've ever seen in your life. He's like 2 bricks of cement. He's basically like this.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
it's bad. So like,
Mom, lip fillers.
I used to be fat, and when I was fat, I had like big lips, and then when I got that, and then I lost the weight, and like my lips went away. I found the most amazing lip inflation thing that makes your lip, like, somebody asked me the other day if I had my lips done. I'm like, I love it. So it wears off after a bit, so that's really fly.
He uses lip inflation.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, better than getting like the guy's fucking cement.
No, yes, correct. Don't get lip fillers.
It burns like a motherfucker, but it's amazing.
Yeah, because it's probably bad for you. That's fine.
As long as it makes you look pretty. All this like health shit I'm talking about, I don't care if it makes me look good. Like if taking like antipsychotics would make you look cute, put me on them. I'm a vain bitch.
Oh, you would be a good.
I am. Send us your super chats, by the way. I'm sorry, I've been neglecting you guys, so you to catch up. Lime Lady says, my sociology professor in college in 2009 said gender was going to be the next big social issue.
Yeah, because they were engineering it. That's why. They knew, because that's what they were doing.
Sorry, I'm catching up.
Chats. Ooh, we
sorry,
love y'all in the chat.
So long. Oh, John, sorry. Says, John, you're the best. Thank you for being here. Love you, everyone. Love you, dude. I was on Celexa for depression. Takes away. Said, oh, it does.
That's another
thing. It's either that, or it's either that with these guys. They can't. It's either that they can't get it up, or they can't like
feel
that too. But I'm talking about like
they can't. They can't finish the job.
And the crazy thing is that they're somehow. Oh, we were talking about this the other day.
Yes,
they're somehow okay with that.
Yeah.
I would never, and I'm not even like, I am not getting any right now, but like, I would never be okay with that. I would never be okay with that.
Yeah.
They take antidepressants. They can't get it up. They can't.
That's something I would go to the doctor for if I couldn't, you know. I would be like, okay, this can't happen.
No, and I'm like, and they're just okay with it.
Yeah. No, it's nuts.
John Forge,
aww.
I love you, Honey Fest. I love
John.
you, dude. You're the best. I have to. Everyone subscribe to his channel. I'm so sorry. I was running around all day and got home late last night. I have to watch. He made a video reacting to one of my videos, and I don't think anyone. Nobody who likes me has ever done that before. I've only had like that fucking Hassan guy did.
And the No Finch.
Who?
Right.
Oh yeah, correct. Who? Yeah, right.
The trans guy. He has a lot of followers.
The one that we did together.
Right.
Oh, what
This
a
was
dick.
years ago.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
What a douchebag.
Oh, it's really unfortunate because do you remember a girl was in the video at the end? Someone we,
I don't remember.
Oh, it was like a goth girl. She's now a they them trans guy and unfollowed me.
Of course.
She was in my video. I'm just
See,
saying.
this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm. Oh, wait, what I was gonna say though is, yes, I can't wait to watch it though. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get home. That means so much to me. You're amazing. And everyone, subscribe to this channel. See though, this is what I'm talking about. Wine Lady. Thank you for sharing that. Every antidepressant I was on made me badly suicidal. It's crazy to me that we're allowed. If there are a handful of people who help, God bless. We are not talking about those.
There's a place for those drugs. There's a place for any drugs, but they're really like overprescribed. That's the problem. They're just overprescribed.
It's the same thing with all of these things. With that, with trans surgery, it should be. I believe in like safe, legal, and rare.
I think it is all connected though. Like I think there is a very sinister pharmaceutical push on the trans thing. I think that it's not just people with their idea. I think there's a lot of, like I said before, useful idiots. I think there's a lot of sort of useful idiots who just think they're being a good person with their ideology. But I think that there is at least in part an agenda from pharmaceutical companies to prescribe it as much as they can and have lifelong customers.
Well, maybe here, because I mean,
that was what I was going to ask you
Yeah.
before. I was going to ask you about Europe because we're talking a lot about America.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, I feel so excluded.
No,
Racist.
Transphobe.
No. I actually got my surgeries for free. Like was tax paid.
Sure.
Which was, I mean, I'm grateful, but I felt a little uncomfortable. But it is a medical condition that I have, so that it's covered, fine. Because it's not just plastic surgery. It's much more than that. It's to treat a mental illness. So, but I mean, I understand here, especially. Do you know Dr. Saif Gallagher? She's she's evil. She's literally evil.
She's American or she's in Europe?
Yeah, she's American. Yeah, in Florida, down in Florida, performing these surgeries on heavily obese people who are usually rejected because they can't go under anesthesia. And she does surgeries on non-binary people who think that they're non-binary. And she removes the nipples too.
Why do people do that? Have you seen that?
Oh my god!
It's not rare anymore, I think.
No, they
But what I was about to say is she's a private surgeon. So someone on TikTok, like a 14-year-old kid who's like, oh, I really want to get the surgery, but it's like, oh, what did he say? Was it $90K or something? And I'm like,
Wow.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our insurance system is sort of unique in the States. Like you guys all have like government insurance. Our insurance here now pays for and again, like I think a real and true diagnosis of gender dysphoria, the insurance should cover it. I just think, obviously right now the insurance is just going to cover anybody who says they're non-binary for 2 days. I think it's got to be like, I think you got to have diagnosis and everything like that. But
wait,
I want to show
it was not 90K. I think it was 30K. I was just thinking in Danish kroner.
Oh, okay.
It was
This is why I can't get my
three times as much as that. I mean,
but like, yeah, I was curious. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I want to show the difference, John. Thank you guys so much for sharing all this stuff. I was on antidepressant drugs for most of my teenage life and hated it. So I quit taking the pills and I feel much better. So that's somebody who was put on them, made worse. And Ash said, I had mental health issues a year ago and I've never struggled with it at all. Not once did my doctor try to put me on medication. I was referred to a therapist. It's been so much better.
Oh,
that's how it should be.
That's a really good story because I think like, I think that a lot of this stuff you can do therapy, you can do meditation, there's all kinds of options before antidepressants and antipsychotics.
This is every every person in this should be talking about this. Is the biggest issue of our time. The medical system, government, and corporations have joined forces. Very scary stuff. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much the biggest issue of our time. This sort of merger between big government, big corporation, and now the entire medical field.
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising. Is there anything like happy?
Yeah.
Send us your super chats, by the way.
Lighten the mood.
Aw, thank you.
Aw.
But it's you make us look good.
You put the plump lip stuff on before? That's what
Can
you
I
were
put it
putting
on you?
No.
I would put it on you.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I'm not taking like drug gloss. No. No. The drug gloss is all for you, baby.
It's not a drug alarm.
It makes your
Why is
lips
it so tiny?
Because it burnt. Do you want to put it on
No.
It's transphobic.
I've been doing worse things. Wait, that did not come out. Yeah, okay. Wait.
I hate the no. Oh my god, the no nipple. That freaks me out.
freaks
We
me
were
out
just talking
so
the other day.
much.
I have a thing about messed up nipples with
You
guys.
don't like it.
Because there are a lot of gay guys,
Maybe
or
you
maybe
like
just
it.
guys in general. No, I don't like. There are guys who it's like they have misshapen nipples. Or will you guys back me up on this? The gays in the chat, back me up on this. There are guys who have like weird ass nipples, like they're like that, or like there was this
Have you seen
guy,
the long ones?
the
what?
long ones.
Yeah.
The like puffy nipples.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah. No,
There was
there's
one guy. There was one guy. I feel like I've told this story before. There was this one guy I showed him the other day. That like we were going out.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No shirt on.
Oh,
And his nipples were too
they
close
were too
together.
close together.
They
They
were
were
like
like
here.
here. They were like in the center.
But that's like a female thing because when I got top surgery, they removed my nipples and moved them further apart because that's the male anatomy.
Oh, so this
So
guy,
maybe-
this guy don't want to. Yes, they
Well,
did.
I have pepperoni nipples. People say, and instead of being offended, I'm like, yeah, because I just had my anniversary. Yeah, my
Do they-
anniversary with my pepperoni nipples.
Do they?
What are
Okay,
popcorn
when they
nipples,
do the
Lindsay?
top surgery?
Oh, that sounds
What are
nasty.
popcorn nipples?
Yeah.
I know.
Please
I know
elaborate.
banana boobs. You know banana boobs?
Yes, I know.
They're
That's
scary.
on women, though.
Yeah.
Or else.
No, on women. They're scary though.
Marcus, when they do the top surgery, they take the nipples off and then it's the same nipples they put on, or do they graft them?
What do you think? They go to the nipple store
No,
and buy you new nipples?
Listen,
in here?
they,
Whoa, I
Next
dropped
door.
one. Let me get another.
no, but they do shit like they take like a
Oh,
skin
graft.
graft or
But you
like.
don't have any other nipples to borrow.
Well, I don't know.
Skin?
They like reconstruct it or something. I don't.
Where? Kit Kats they
They
reconstructed. Where
go
are they
next
gonna
door.
reconstruct?
The surgery. No, it's a good. No, it's the same, but it's funny because I mean. It is the same nipples and they're mine.
Okay.
I don't know because I didn't look before.
What if maybe they like take them off of bodies? They go to the morgue and they get the bodies and they take the nipples.
No, it wouldn't survive.
Maybe that's somebody's job. Imagine that's your job, the nipple collector. This should be a movie. This should be a movie.
That sounds fun. But no, I think my nipples they became a little wider, bigger because it stretches.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was cut off.
Right.
I had a female friend at the time when I got the top surgery. She didn't want to look at my chest because she like how girls are very empathetic. So she's like, oh my god, my chest is hurting just looking at you. I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
No, but the no
Guilty.
nipples thing, like because I've seen those TikToks
Yeah,
where they
they're-
have like no. I'm like no, reattach them. Like if you're trying to like be a man, like men,
They're not.
men
they're-
have
they're-
nipples.
They're trying to be.
Well, I guess that's the thing, but like
It screams mental disorders when you
But
don't have
that's
any
the thing.
nipples on purpose.
yeah.
That's the thing, though. What happened to like the Hippocratic Oath? Do no harm.
I know.
Like what? Who are these doctors
Oh.
collecting nipples? What do they do with them? You think they,
Oh, but,
they
no,
collect them? They're in jars somewhere. Maybe they
Ah!
have drawers full of
You're
nipples.
nasty.
Well, what happens to them?
I mean, on a more non-serious note, it's funny. Because,
Oh, on a more non-serious.
So Dr. Saif Gallagher, you should check her out. She's, monster, in my opinion, doing all these surgeries. But she has something called a radical breast reduction, which is supposed to be a non-binary surgery. And it's funny because it's like if a girl has like large breasts, she would like do a breast reduction and make these, you know how I have these big scars here? She would like make them on purpose. Yeah. And it's like, that's not a non-binary surgery. That's just a botched breast reduction.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Wait,
Charging money for that?
Like, there's some people who like they like those people like want the scars just to like have the scars.
Because that's it's the famous trans guy scars. They want that. They want to be in the club, but not really.
Right. But they want enough of the
sick.
club to like have the scars even when it's not necessary. Oh my god. And the doctors will fucking do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's money.
Yeah. Oh my god.
When people are complaining, they really want to get the surgery, but they can't afford it. It's probably a little bit too expensive, I think.
Oh my god.
It causes me pain in my nipple.
You're sorry.
But can I say, my nipples have their own fan
Base?
Twitter
Okay.
account.
Oh.
There's a Twitter account, MIKERoaggress'd nipples.
I gotta follow.
I've never been so proud of anything in my. I can die happy. That is like.
Did you say something about you couldn't get you
Oh
drew
my
some
God.
stars?
It's finally. I think it's like finally gone. Yeah.
What
it's
did you
finally
do?
gone. That video that I did.
Yeah, but what did you?
It was just a red eyeliner.
Oh, it didn't get off.
So I've had this red eyeliner for like literally 10 years.
Oh, that's why.
And because how often do you use it? And I'll wear it in like my Jeffrey Marsh video. I put it everywhere, and that didn't come off for a while. And this, it didn't come off. It came off maybe like
It's
2
a
days
sign.
ago.
It's a sign.
I was like, wouldn't that be? I'm like, this is karma. This is God saying, like, you want to make fun of people, bitch. By the way, hi, Fealty. Hey, I think this conversation is hilarious. Collecting nipples is not something I ever thought
Oh my god.
could be said. Oh my god. Well, anyway, we should probably start wrapping up in a little bit. Send us your final super chats if you've all get your super chats out of your system. Help me, as Kanye would say, the Jewish money.
Oh.
Would I be collecting the Jewish money or getting the Jewish money? The Jewish money. I don't know. I lost my way with that joke. They can't all.
It's okay. It's okay. We got it. Yeah.
You good?
What should be our like? What is our hashtag of the evening?
Hashtag nipples.
Yeah,
Hashtag nipple collector.
Nipple collector. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you just got here, dude. You suck. Well, I'm gonna see you soon, but you guys can always watch the replay.
Watch the replay. It'll be
Marcus,
fun.
tell us what you've got going on.
Oh, I mean, I got more going on back home, actually. We started an LGBT organization, anti-woke LGBT organization, Danish
Wow.
Rainbow Council, and we've been all over the media, and I've been on TV, national TV.
Yes, you have.
And
I'm so proud of
also
you.
my vice president, who's brilliant. So yeah, we're very busy with that. It's going pretty well, getting a lot of hate, which we love, because it kind of proves our point.
It means you're
Yeah.
doing something right.
And we're getting so much more love, and we want to create a non-political space for all this. And parents have been reaching out to us, so we want to help people. We also want to hate all these they thems and stuff like that. So
Ridiculous.
yeah, because they have no places to go. They only have the workplaces. And it's really sad when the parents, they have a child who says that they're trans, and the entire system is like, oh yeah, they should transition them. And they can feel deep down it's their baby. Like, this is not what they're supposed to be doing, but they have no people to,
Yeah.
no one is helping them.
Yeah.
Dude, you're amazing. I'm so
Yeah.
proud to
Thank
know you. I'm
you.
so proud of everything you're doing. And no, I think you're really doing a great thing, because like I feel bad. Like, I've always, my entire life, there's never really been a time in my life when I wasn't aware of transgender people. Like, we had a family friend who was so I don't give a shit. Like, to me, like, I understand that now, because they try to say there's no such thing as biological sex and all that we have to kind of state a distinction, like where you say I'm biological, but I don't give a shit, you know? So I feel like these people are doing more to make people not accept transgender people and all than anyone. So I feel like you're reversing the damage that they're doing.
I'm trying.
You and Blair and Buck and all you guys. I mean, like you're
Sarah Higdon.
right? You guys, yeah, Sarah, she's awesome. You're really like the trans community, for lack of a better word, needs your voice because, like, you know, I think you're doing more to combat real transphobia than the they them cult.
Oh yeah,
you know?
They love it. They love transphobia.
Yeah,
right. They
Because
don't
they
have
like
a
to-
purpose if there's no transphobia.
They like to
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah,
That's all they do.
yeah.
Bradley's like, aw, Adam, you're so sweet. I found Marcus's channel first and then found Mike's, and now I'll check out Matt's. Three handsome guys.
Aw.
Yes, wait, let me get that off because, like, I need to, like, screen cap that shit because we're so cute. Does Matt have a channel? Matt has a channel. All the stuff, the links are below. His channel is The Offensive Tranny. His channel is Matt Antar. If you guys have made it this far, check out my Give, Send, Go is below if you feel like contributing for our Moving to Florida fund. Also, documentary I'm making, How to Escape a Blue State. Subscribe to my locals. I've been a little behind on local stuff, but we're going to do another movie night soon, a Zoom hangout.
And I'm gonna be there.
Yes, he's coming. I think the next movie night we're going to do on locals is there's this woke horror movie called Karen.
Oh,
I'm invite Peter too.
It already sounds
No.
horrible.
Yeah, and it's like the white Karen oppressing the black people, and it's like they just make her into like it looks amazing. So we'll watch it together over Zoom and give our commentary. My links are below. Let me just address. Renegade, I love you. You're the best. Thank you for an awesome evening. So sorry I missed so many streams. Oh my god, I'm glad to have you here. You're amazing. Somebody asked real quick. Somebody asked what happened to Carrie. So I mentioned this before. Her Twitter got locked for her profile picture. That's a picture of her, which is like violence and whatever. So free Carrie Smith.
like nothing to do with violence. That picture. It's
I
just
know.
the most absolutely ridiculous thing.
Simple cracks for God.
Crap for Gaza. Everything for Gaza. Everything for Gaza.
So anyway. Yes, I'm so glad. It was awesome. Thank God for Sarah Higdon, Blair White, The Offensive Tranny, Buck Angel, Mars. Y'all are truly brave ones of trans community willing to call this crap out.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
we
much.
love you guys.
So anyway, if you have made it this far into the stream, tweet us, hit us up, hashtag nipple collector.
Hashtag nipple collector.
Hashtag nipple collector. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is awesome. We're gonna do. I got some things in the works. I'm trying to keep this going at least once a week, live shows, and I'm planning some like neat things for it. I'm very excited, but one in particular. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm trying to get some like fiery shit on here.
And you can link our video together. It was so
Yes,
funny.
check out. We did a video together on Marcus's channel. Subscribe to his channel. His channel. Marcus, dude, you're amazing. Thank you so
You
much for
too.
being here. Thank you for everything you do. You're the
course.
best. You got to come back next time. Florida.
In Florida.
In Florida.
All right, subscribe to my channel. Hit us up. Hashtag nipple collector.
I'll follow anyone who tweets me. Hashtag nipple collector.
Hashtag nipple collector.
I don't follow most people, so that's
All right, you guys. We love you. Have an amazing night. Bye.
Bye.